Hey guys, welcome back to the Strength for Generations podcast. Today is going to be one of those conversations that might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But sometimes uncomfortable is exactly what we need. Today we are talking about why you need to stop Googling, will this help me lose weight? And start doing the work that actually transforms your health. I know how exhausting it is to feel like you're constantly searching for answers. I know how tempting it is to just look for the shortcut, the magic pill, the easy way out. But here's what I also know. Every time you skip the fundamentals and go straight to the quick fix, you're setting yourself up for failure. And as Christians, we're called to something better than that. We're called to stewardship, to discipline, to honor God with our bodies. So if you're ready to stop making excuses, stop looking for the easy way out, and start building health that actually lasts, grab your notebook. This one's going to be a game changer. Welcome to Strength for Generations, the go-to podcast for Christian families who want to build strength, restore energy, and deepen connection with God at the center. I'm Krista Baker, Christian health coach, wife, mom, and co-founder of Baker Family Fitness. I'm here to help you honor God with your health and bring peace back to the process, to simplify what it means to build strength in your body, renew your mind, and care for your spirit, all without losing precious time with your family. So grab your coffee and your ribeye, and let's do this His way. Now, before we get going, I just want to make sure that you know about the Move Mountains training. It's completely free. It's almost done. We dive into physical health, nutritional foundation, spiritual strength, generational impact, and the mindset that ties it all together. So no more quick fixes, my friends. This is the foundation work that makes everything else possible. So when you sign up for the Move Mountains method, you're also going to become part of the email community. That means that you'll be first to know about any specials, any new material we release, any announcements or updates. We've got so much in the works that we're excited to share with you. And this community access is for our people only. So make sure you get on the list right away. You can go to bakerfamilyfitness.com/movemountains and you'll be able to access it that way. This training is going to give you exactly what we're talking about today, the things that actually work and how to really hand this health journey over to the Lord. Okay, now I had a conversation recently with a group of families that honestly kind of broke my heart. We're all sitting around talking, the husbands and wives were all together, and this topic of weight loss came up. And I watched as these incredible people that I love and respect, went down this familiar spiral. Why is weight loss so hard? How do I make this work? We're at the point now where we're going to try Ozempic. Or I saw this thing on Instagram, or let me, Google if it'll make me lose weight. But then one of them said something that kind of hit me hard. He said, I don't want to have to do what Mike did. Mike's my husband. And yes, he did the hard work. He changed his eating. And honestly, Mike's eating was not bad before. We know that with his health journey, it was a little bit deeper in the iron overload situation, but we had to make changes to fix that. He got consistent with his exercise. Like, that man does not miss getting his steps, and not getting his steps in, but just getting that daily activity, that movement in. His strength training is really important. He dealt with the things that were hurting his body. He dealt with any stress. He doesn't typically run very high stress. He started prioritizing his sleep a little bit differently. And it worked, right? It's the thing that works. It's not the thing that's super sexy. When I hear stuff like that, like, I don't want to have to do what this person did. It reminds me of how we just want the shortcut. And friends, like, I love people so much, but I'm going to be a bit bold today. So I hope you're okay with that, because I think someone needs to say these words. When we do things like that, when we skip straight to the quick fixes without doing the foundation work, we're being lazy. Because we say things like, oh, I know I need to X, Y, Z. And yes, I said it, lazy. Not because we're bad people, not because we don't have good intentions, but because we literally are skipping the steps that we know work and we don't want to do them. We'd rather Google, will this supplement make me lose weight, than deal with the fact that we're not drinking enough water. Or we'd rather research the latest diet trend than admit we haven't been consistent with anything for more than 2 weeks. We'd rather consider weight loss drugs and face the reality that we're eating our emotions and haven't dealt with the stress that's driving it. And I get it. I understand why we do this. Like I said, there's nothing sexy about the actual fundamentals, the foundation work. There's nothing exciting about it. There's no promised results in 30 days or less. Because it's like, well, 30 days, I can do that. Well, how about the rest of your life? The thing with the fundamentals and the foundation, what they promise is they work every single time. When you do the foundation work, everything else becomes easier. When you skip the foundation work, everything else becomes harder. You think you're broken, and you start saying things like, this can never work for me. So today I'm going to give you 5 steps you need to take before you Google one more thing about weight loss. These are the fundamentals, the foundation that make everything else possible. And if you're not willing to do these 5 things, then honestly, you're not ready for your transformation yet. So before we dive into these 5 steps, I want you to think about something. We always say we'd die for our kids, but are you ready to start living for them? Because that's what this is really about, living in a way that honors God and sets an example for the next generation. So prayerfully consider that statement. Step 1, we're going to get your sleep foundation right. So what does this mean? This means that you prioritize 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every single night. Not sometimes, not when it's convenient, every night. Now, I'm also going to just sidebar. I know shift working life is different, and especially for my families and my moms that are getting up really early or coming home late. I get it. We can make shifts around your shifts, but the idea is that we work towards that amount of time. And why this is so crucial, when you don't have sleep, your hunger hormones get completely out of whack. Your cortisol stays elevated, which makes your body store fat. Your insulin sensitivity decreases, which makes it harder to process the food you eat. Your willpower gets shot, which makes every other health choice 10 times harder. You cannot out-diet, out-exercise, or out-supplement poor sleep. It's really not that possible. So how do you start? Tonight, you set a bedtime you can stick to. You put your phone in another room an hour before bed. And you create a wind-down routine that signals to your body it's time to rest. Remember when you had a baby and you were sleep training. You had a routine for that baby. You need to do it for yourself. Make your room as dark and cool as possible. And honestly, you got to stop making excuses as why you can't prioritize sleep. Here's the truth. If you're staying up scrolling social media or watching Netflix instead of sleeping, you're choosing entertainment over your health. And you're wondering why weight loss is so hard. Okay, step 2. Make sure that you drink enough water every single day. Not 1 day a week, not 2 days a week. Every day, we need water. What does this mean? Half your body weight in ounces of water minimum. Every day. Not coffee, not Diet Coke, not flavored water, plain water. Your body's literally made up of water. Every metabolic process in your body requires water to function properly. When you're dehydrated, your metabolism slows down, your liver can't process toxins efficiently, your kidneys can't filter waste properly, your brain sends hunger signals when you're actually just thirsty. So here's what really gets me. People will spend hundreds of dollars on supplements and weight loss programs, but they won't drink water. So how do you make this happen? Get a water bottle that holds at least 32 ounces. Fill it up first thing in the morning and drink it before you have anything else. Fill it up again later and finish it by lunch. Fill it up the third time and finish it by dinner. That's 96 ounces right there. Stop making it complicated. Stop saying you don't like the taste of water. Just deal with it. Stop making excuses. Just drink the water. Okay? Step 3, Eat real protein and healthy fats at every single meal and stop snacking. What does this mean? 30 to 40 grams of quality animal protein at breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with healthy fats to support your hormones. And stop snacking between meals, especially if you have blood sugar issues, which most of us do. If you look at the statistics, most of us are overweight and unhealthy, which means we likely have some sort of insulin issue or blood sugar problem. When you eat protein and healthy fats together, you stabilize your blood sugar. When you stop snacking, you give your insulin a chance to come down between meals. Protein is the most metabolically active macronutrient. It takes energy to digest, which means you burn more calories just by eating it. Protein keeps you full for hours, not minutes. And healthy fats are crucial for hormone production. So if you have hormone issues, like so many of us do, like seriously, talk to a woman that doesn't have hormone issues and introduce me to them, because I don't know many people that don't. You need quality fats to help your body make hormones it needs. Okay? So how do we make that happen? Think steak and eggs. There's a reason this has been a staple for generations. Beef, chicken, fish, eggs, turkey, real animal proteins that actually nourish your body. Add healthy fats like butter, lard, the stuff that we used to eat, our grandparents used to use and eat, not margarine. Plan your protein and your fats first. So that's how you're going to start plating your food. And we have to stop keeping those snack foods in the house, those things that are really hard for us to say no to. We've got to stop eating between meals. Like I said, if we've got insulin issues, that's not helping that situation at all. And when you eat protein and fat at your meals, you don't feel like you need to snack. Like I said many times, I've got people that tell me I don't even feel hungry in between. Perfect. Then we know that we're eating the right amount of food. Okay, my friends, step 4, we're going to move our body every single day. What does that mean? Some form of intentional movement every day, not just when you feel motivated. Motivation is fleeting every day. We don't need to be lifting super heavy weights every single day, but we need to move. We are very stationary people. Your body was designed to move. When you move regularly, you improve your insulin sensitivity. That's the thing that Mike really implemented in the beginning of his diabetes journey, was he would walk after every single meal. It's also going to help boost your metabolism, strengthen your cardiovascular system. You improve your mood through endorphin release. Your sleep quality gets way better. Movement is medicine, my friends, and most of us are walking around severely under-medicated. So how do you start? Pick something you can do every day, even if it's just 10 minutes. Walk around the block. That's always my go-to, especially if I've been sitting here at my desk all day, homeschooling, working. A lot changed for me when I used to be in the gym, moving around. I didn't need to go and add more. But now it's I finish my work and I just grab my headphones. I'm just going to go for a walk around the block. Usually when I do that, I'll stay out longer. But I just get in what I can. Do some body weight exercises in your living room. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Park far. My kids probably don't like this part of me, but I always park far. Listen, kids. It'll help us get some movement in, and also less dings in my car doors. So the key is consistency. I'd rather you walk 10 minutes every day than do an intense workout once a week. Stop waiting for motivation, stop waiting for the perfect time, and stop waiting for the perfect program. Just get up and move. All right, my friends, step 5, we're going to manage your stress and emotions and bring Jesus into this journey. So what does this mean? You acknowledge that stress and unprocessed emotions are driving most of your food choices. And you invite God into the process of healing and transformation. I believe this is the most important step. Because you can eat perfectly and exercise consistently, but if you're chronically stressed, your body will hold on to fat. Chronic stress keeps your cortisol elevated. High cortisol makes your body store fat, especially around your midsection. Stress also drives emotional eating. When we're overwhelmed, tired, anxious, or frustrated, we reach for food for comfort. But here's what God says about this. Philippians 4:19 tells us that God will supply all of our needs according to his riches and glory. That includes our need for comfort, peace, and security. We don't need to find that in food. Matthew 11:28 says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." That rest doesn't come from a bag of chips or a pint of ice cream. It comes from Jesus. So how do we start addressing this? First, we have to acknowledge that stress and emotions are affecting your health. We have to stop pretending that they're not. And often I hear, well, I'm not really stressed. And then I review their day. And I'm like, that is a really stressful day. Second, we need to develop healthy coping strategies that involve God. Prayer, reading his good book, reading scripture, worship music, calling a Christian friend. Third, we need to identify your emotional eating triggers and bring them to Jesus. What situations make you reach for food when you're not hungry? Ask God to show you what you're really hungry for in those moments. I'll be real with you. When I used to binge eat, when Mike would be on his 7th shift, I was like closeted binging. I didn't want anyone to know. And eventually I told Mike about it because I knew as soon as I brought it to him, he could support me. And I knew it was like I was tired. We had gotten through, the shifts, and the shifts are tough. And God really helped me see that I was filling a void, that I was actually pretty lonely. And so when I was alone, I treated my body poorly. So I had to make a change, but I had to bring it to him first. Ask God to show you what you really are hungry for, guys. It's so important. Get godly counsel if you need it. Talk to a biblical counselor. Join a Christian support group. Work with a faith-based coach. This is where real transformation happens, when we invite Jesus into our struggle and let him heal the places that drive us to food for comfort. Okay, my friends, let's just do a little recap. These 5 steps: sleep, water, protein, and healthy fats, movement, and bringing Jesus into your stress management. That's the foundation. Nothing attractive about it. Well, people think it's not attractive because it's not trendy. It's not easy. It's not quick fixes. This doesn't promise you quick results, but I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I have been doing this long enough, and I've been able to coach so many people through this, that this works every single time. When you master these 5 areas, everything gets better and easier. Your energy improves, your mood stabilizes, your cravings decrease, your metabolism speeds up, and your body starts responding the way it's supposed to. But when you skip these fundamentals and go straight to the latest diet trend or weight loss drug, you're building on a foundation of sand. It might work temporarily, but it won't last. And here's what I want you to understand as Christians. God gave you a body as a gift. He expects you to steward it well. That means doing the work, even when it's hard. That means being disciplined, even when you don't feel like it. That means honoring him with your choices, even when nobody's watching. You are not called to look for shortcuts. You are called to be faithful in what you've been given. So stop Googling, will this help me lose weight? And start doing the 5 things I shared with you today. Let's just focus on mastering them. And then if you want to add other strategies, you have a solid foundation to build on. But until you can honestly say that you're doing those 5 things consistently, you have no business looking for anything else. The answer isn't in the next Google search. The answer is in the foundation you already know you should be doing. So let's stop making those excuses, my friends. Let's stop looking for the easy way out. Start doing the work. Your future self will thank you, and your family will thank you. Most importantly, you'll be honoring God with the body he gave you. That is the real stewardship that he's looking for. That's what real transformation looks like, and exactly what you'll learn more about in the Move Mountains method. So make sure you're signed up. Make sure that you share this episode with somebody that you believe needs to hear it. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit fired up these days. I just keep having the same conversation with people over and over. And I really want to meet you guys with love and grace. I am not perfect. I don't have it all figured out. But when I bring this to the Lord and I start just doing those small things that He asks me to do and that I know to be true, all that other stuff just starts to go away. So I pray this over each and every one of you right now, that let the Lord reveal to you what it is that you need to work on, and let His grace come before you. And I am here if you need anything. Thank you for being here today. I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in to Strength for Generations. If this podcast encouraged you, it would be a blessing if you took a quick minute to leave a 5-star review. It helps more families hear this message and find hope for their health and faith journey. It lights me up to know this podcast is helping you. And if you feel led to share this episode, text it to a friend, post it to your stories, or send it to someone on your heart. God might use it to encourage someone who really needs it today. And don't forget to eat steaks, lift weights, love Jesus, and keep doing it His way.